Yeah, I thought that we played, really, really great basketball the first 4.5 minutes, and I thought we played really excellent, basketball the last 7.5 minutes. But, for whatever reason, it's that the last game before a break is not easy for teams. I've in the 4 years prior to this year, our teams haven't played, for whatever reason, haven't played great basketball. The game leading into the break, we have 3 days break. But what I did tell the team is you look across college basketball every night, and, there's a team that loses a game like this every single night. And good teams don't lose a game like this. Valpo played really hard, give them a ton of credit. They cut hard. They're well coached. They're well disciplined. They have a special scorer in Freeman Liberty. They had a lead there with 7.5 minutes that if we don't execute, make some tough shots and get some tough defensive stops. I thought Adriel Bailey's block, on Freeman Liberty's dribble drive to the cup really saved the game for us. And then obviously Mason, hit a spectacular shot. And but again, hey, the crowd was awesome. I mean, the environment tonight. Not many environments better than that in college basketball, I can tell you that. That was so loud, and we're playing in an empty gym. We might not win that game. I can tell everybody in North Little Rock and anybody that came to the game, like if we're playing, outdoors somewhere, 5-on-5, we don't win without that loud crowd maybe tonight.
Questions? Wait for a microphone, please. Bob.
Yeah, Eric, I guess I hadn't realized until I looked at the box that Mason was 2 for 5 on 3, so I guess he didn't hit a 3 until those last 2 to tie it and give you the lead.
I realized it, Bob.
Yeah. What'd you think? I mean, so a guy didn't hit a 3, and then he hits 2 threes when you need him the most. What does that say about him, I guess?
Yeah, I think he and Isaiah know that there's a trust factor with both those guys. We ran a pick and roll with both of them. One handling, one setting. The pick and roll, and it's a hard cover. Sometimes we set it, sometimes we slip the screen into the shooting slot, and but he's a big shot maker. That's why he has the ball in his hands, and he's a great foul shooter, and Isaiah's a great foul shooter, and so it's no secret that those two guys are going to be involved in any late game situation type play that we need. And obviously when like if you look at the plus minus on our sheet, Mason's, I think, plus 17, and, he got into foul trouble, and I thought it affected us when he was out of the game with Desi not being able to play the second half.
Coach Musselman, down 59-51, I think, really dramatic ending to that game. Adriel, I thought we were going to see a major league dunk, dribbled it off his foot. How did they kind of overcome all that and then eke out the victory right there?
Yeah, I think just defensively, I thought we were really good down the stretch. I mean, they didn't really get any good looks. Gordon hit a 3 off a slip, but we were going to live with that. We did not want number 0 to end the game with a shot, and that was just a philosophical thing that we discussed in the last 2 timeouts. And I thought we did a good job on the press break, getting the ball to our 2 free throw shooters. Back to back, and but there was a lot of good things tonight. I mean, it's hard to win a game, and give Valpo credit; they played really hard. The good thing is everybody stayed till the very end, and it was very entertaining.
Most turnovers and free throw shooting really dogged your team most of the night, and then down the stretch was forcing turnovers. Big shots by Mason, yes, but getting to the free throw line, Isaiah goes 5 of 5, his last 5. Mason knocks him down. Talk about the irony there, about struggling in those areas and then using those areas to really win the game.
Yeah, I think a lot of it's too like who's taking those FTAs, and obviously those 2 guys shoot such a great percentage from the foul line, but we turned the ball over too much, obviously, in the first half. I thought in the second half, we didn't really turn it over that much. We got I think we got used to their denials. Sometimes when you watch film, it's hard to grab your team's attention on like how hard we have to cut or how hard we have to get open against, denials and such, and they cut so hard from an offensive standpoint. But at halftime, they believed they were going to win, and I think if the game would have kept going another 8 minutes, I think, that we had kind of grabbed that momentum as well, down the stretch.
Quick follow-up, their man-to-man defense. How tough was that defense compared to what y'all have seen this year?
I think, with Desi being out, it was really good. I mean, again, give Valpo and their coaching staff and their players, ton of credit. But I thought, when Desi's not out there, it shrinks the floor for the defense. And they can focus a little bit more on other people. And then when Mason, that's probably as low as minutes as he's played, maybe one other game. He didn't hit 30 minutes. And when he picked up the 4 fouls, and I actually let him roll a little bit more than normal because we knew we needed him down the stretch. And there was, he's out there with 9.5 minutes to go playing with 4 fouls. And we just told him, whatever you do, don't foul, because we knew we needed him late game from an offensive standpoint.
I had a couple. Desi actually went in for about a minute when Mason went down hard. I guess the radio said it was a bruised knee. Is he going to be okay for Indiana, or kind of what's?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, he can. I mean, I don't know, Bob. It's a bruise. It's not like we're going to get it X-rayed or anything like that. So hopefully over the break, he can find his way to some ice bags and try to get healthy. But it's a deep bruise, so I don't know how long Mark and Desi feel it'll be.
When you guys jumped out 18-5, I mean, I remember thinking, okay, well, this is going to be an easy win. Do you think the guys let down a little bit, or Valpo just turned it up, or what do you think happened there?
I think the foul trouble with Mason, I think that really affected us, for sure. And again, I give Valpo a lot of credit. I mean, they just kept playing.
Okay. It would have been a real downer to go into Christmas break on a loss. Just how good is it to even you had to fight? And is it good to have to, go the well, I guess, to win a game? How good is it to have a win like this going into Christmas break?
Yeah, it wouldn't have been a very good Christmas, I can tell you that, if at least not in my household, if we would have lost, if I would have been allowed in. But look, we're 10-1, and we didn't play as well as we have played for most of the year, but we still won a game. And like I said, I think the environment tonight, I think people that came and paid to watch the team play, I think that they walk out of here seeing a team that, we played a little bit sloppy in the middle of the game, but a team that really gave great effort down the stretch.
The way the team responded down the stretch in a tight game, how do you think that pays off maybe in the future?
Yeah, I think anytime you have a game like this, I mean, they don't, but I wish we practiced tomorrow, because you can kind of grab your team's attention a little bit more. And, look, like the hard thing is when you win, sometimes you walk into a building and you kind of take it for granted. And this is kind of a little bit of a reality. Hey, we got to bring it for 40 minutes, we'll have a good film session when we get back.
What happened on the technical? It looked like their guy slammed Adriel into the boards pretty hard, and you didn't like it, or what was that conversation?
I don't really know. I can't remember.
Yeah, I know you don't like to call timeouts, but I think when they went up 59-51, you called a timeout. What was that more about strategy, or just to settle them down? And what would you say to kind of rally them?
Yeah, no, it was kind of a little of both, but we just didn't want, zero to get clean looks, and we wanted other people to try to beat us. And then we changed the way we ran our middle pick and roll, where we actually had Jimmy and Adriel or Reggie, whoever was in at the time, kind of run up and set a decoy pick and roll, and then Isaiah followed it up with the pick and roll, and just instead of just having Isaiah and Mason up there setting it. So we tried to add a little bit more movement in the middle pick and roll with those guys.
Mason had 7 turnovers. Can you forgive that when a guy, scores all those big baskets at the end of the game?
Yeah, I mean, he's in a different role than he has been in the past. I mean, I watched, all the games last year, this summer, and Mason was basically a spot-up shooter, and I haven't talked to him about it, but I'm assuming that in most of his career he has not played like a point-forward role, where he's handling the ball in pick and rolls, or he's setting a pick and roll and then he's slipping to an ISO. And so he's in a little bit different role, and so therefore I think that, there's going to be some growing pains with turnovers and stuff that we have to live with based on the kind of the makeup of who we are right now.
Last question, Scotty?
Yeah, Ejiro had 4 blocks, 3 steals, hit a couple of threes. Just your thoughts on his game and the impact he had.
Yeah, I thought Adriel was awesome. I mean, we only made 10 threes tonight, and to think that Adriel made 2 on 3 attempts, and then the blocks, I mean, we know we're not a great rim-protecting team, and you look at the points in the paint tonight that Valpo had, Indiana, as far as points in the paint, and drawing fouls, they're as good as anyone in the entire country. They're going to pound the ball in possession after possession after possession, and we're going to have to guard that paint. Guys like Adrian and Reggie are going to have to really do a great job of trying to protect the rim, a week from Sunday.
Coach, thanks.
Thanks.